And we're back as the shot by Bologna is no good. Rebound by Amaris Jenkins, and the ball is out of bounds as they will reset here with Brianna Kerlock taking the ball out here at the baseline. Kicks it out to Janiyah Weaver, and that shot's no good. And that ball is now out of bounds, and High Point retains possession here as Winston-Salem has an early 6-3 lead, with Lexi Harloff ringing the ball up at the top of the key. Let's see what she's got as she kicks it out to Victoria Lavargna. She's looking for the screen, looking to go somewhere with the ball here. Great defense by the Lions, and this ball is not out of bounds, and now it's turned over. Brianna Kerlock throws up the court, and this ball is also turned over. So a lot, and I mean a lot of turnovers to start this game. Hopefully this stuff gets cleaned up as this game carries on. Victoria Lavargna will bring up the ball, looking to try to start something for this offense of the High Point Panthers. Down low, to Lexi Harloff, kicks it out to Amaris Jenkins. That shot's no good. Rebound by Harloff. And that ball is turned over again. I mean, I feel like we gotta have some better passes here early on in this game. As Brianna kicks it out to Janiyah Weaver, as they will look for a screen, and then Sophia Bologna gets the screen, shoots the three, and it is no good. So we're kind of looking for some more baskets here early on. A lot of the mess that I feel like needs to be cleaned up early on in this game if we want to see some good basketball play here tonight. But Haley Manella will bring the ball up this time for the High Point Panthers. She gets the screen, shoots the three, and it is no good. Back rims it. Brianna Kerlock seems like kind of the leader of this Winston-Salem team. Kicks it out, and that's a travel by Janiyah Weaver. She had a lane to the rim there, but wasn't able to get the feet set. And a good call by the refs there, as Victoria Lavargna has the ball, drives to the left side. Great pass to Haley Manella, and then we got a mess here. Way to recover by Manella. She's looking at who to pass to, and she throws up the shot, and it's no good. As we have Brianna Kerlock here, we'll bring up the ball for Winston-Salem, as there's been a couple of misses to start this game early on. Really looking to recover and kind of just ease into this game, get the nerves out of the way, as Kinga gets fouled on that layup attempt, and she will go to the line. She was fouled by Amaris Jenkins. Looking to kind of break this ice-cold shooting stretch for both teams. And she misses the first. Checking into the game for the Panthers is number 4. I do not have her name, sadly. The shot here is good. It's a good 1 of 1. And that ball is turned over now by High Point, and an easy layup for number 11, Agatha Prosman, who is now checked into the game. And High Point gets trapped there in the corner and has to call their first timeout of the ball game here with 15 minutes and 40 seconds to go, with Winston-Salem securing a 9-3 lead here early on in this game. We are back for the High Point Panthers after the timeout. They have possession. Kicks it to Lavargna, and they will get this offense rolling here coming out of the timeout. Lavargna gets double teamed. She gets it to Jenkins. The layup there by Harloff is no good. Retained by Kerlock. She kicks it out to the corner. The three is no good. Rebound by Janiyah Weaver, and they will reset. Definitely a lot smoother on the offensive side of the ball for the Winston-Salem Christian Lions. As that layup right there by Mackenzie Michael is good. That was great ball movement all around for the Winston-Salem Lions. And Lavargna gets double teamed again. She makes a smart play and just throws it off the foot of Kinga right there, as she had nowhere to go with that ball. That was a great defensive stand there, but they get a chance to redeem themselves. High Point right here. As Haley Manella is at the free throw line and is fouled there. Amaris Jenkins looking to try to find something here, and it makes a great bounce pass, but it is just a phenomenal defensive play again. I mean, this Winston-Salem defense has been incredible to start this game, forcing so many turnovers so far. As Janiyah Weaver now has the ball at the top of the key, gets the screen. Great move to the lane and gets the easy layup. As Winston-Salem is making this look pretty easy so far all across the board, as that's a nice pass. And then again, what do you know? Another turnover. I mean, the turnovers so far in this game have been absurd, as another easy layup for Prosman. And that leads to another timeout for the Panthers, as they don't want to see this one get ugly early. Nice call there by head coach Shauna Polk to try to stop the bleeding early on. She calls a quick 30-second timeout. Already the second timeout used early on in this basketball game, as Winston-Salem has looked incredible to start. High Point coming out of the timeout, looking to try to stop the bleeding here early on in this basketball game. The substitution of Mackenzie Maloney, and that ball's deflected again, as Winston-Salem is just, it feels like every pass that High Point has made so far in this game has been deflected or led to a turnover. Looking to stop that immediately, as they want to keep this basketball game close. As that layup is blocked. Lexi Harloff with the layup. No good there. Winston-Salem on the fast break. And one layup for Isabel Zakor, her first basket of the game. And they are just making it look easy. We have a substitution for High Point. Ava Staubus is in the game, checking in for Lexi Harloff. The free throw is good for Zakor. And here we go. Can the Panthers get anything going on the offensive side of the ball? And another turnover. Easy lefty layup for Sophia Bologna, as she is cooking early. Panthers, the three there is perfect, laced by Haley Manella to stop the bleeding for the Panthers. And now this three is no good by Bologna, and High Point looking to make it 2 possessions in a row with the score, the kick out. And that one's good. Victoria Lavargna, and back-to-back 3-pointers for the Panthers to cut the deficit to 11 points now. Those were two big baskets early on in this game to try to keep this one close. And that pass is deflected and now kicked out to the corner. The easy jumper there from Prosman, who ever since checking into this game, coming off the bench, has looked great for the Lions. And Lavargna, who has been a little spark for the Panthers early on in this game on the offensive side. And that is another turnover. And if they really, I know I'll say it again, I'm going to probably end up keep on saying this, but if you want to keep this game close, you gotta really ease up with the turnovers. Brianna Kerlock will dribble the ball up the court. Kicking it out to the corner. Bologna. And that layup from Zakor is too strong. Lavargna now at the top of the key. Maloney is also in the game for the Panthers. As Lavargna is looking for something. I mean, the defense tonight for Winston-Salem, they are everywhere. They are everywhere, as that is another turnover. It has not been smooth sailing at all for the Panthers on the offensive side of the ball, as they're going to try to play some good defense to try to stop the bleeding. And Isabel Zakor with an easy layup right there to make it a 15-point lead for the Winston-Salem Lions, as they are up 24-9 here with 11 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock. The shot there bounces up and down on the rim and is able to fall for Haley Manella, as she's starting to get that confident stroke down. As the three-pointer for her, that's her second three of the game. Kerlock with an easy pass to a wide-open Agatha Postman. That doesn't go. Kerlock now will drive. The layup, too strong. Rebound again. Another putback attempt for Bakersville. Gianna Bakersville getting her first basket of the game on multiple rebounds right there. That was a strong possession again for the Lions. Backdoor pass, and that ball is blocked. Bakersville, incredible block. As Bologna now dribbles, kicks it out. Corner three. That one's too strong for Kerlock. As Manella now is getting double teamed again. And that will be a foul on Postman. And it feels like every time someone with High Point kind of has the ball dribbling it up the court or tries to make a pass, it has just been nothing short of easy. It has been a nightmare, it feels like, early on in this game. This High Point here will inbound it. And Manella drives and probably should have went up with it there, but instead it is another turnover. As Zakor there on the drive gets fouled, and she will go to the line for the second time in this game with an attempt here to make this one a 16-point early lead for the Lions, as she buries the first free throw. And we get a substitution for High Point, as Harloff is back in the game. And 2 of 2 for Zakor. She completely buried nothing but net on those two attempts right there. And we have a carrying violation for Mackenzie Maloney there. And I wish I was tracking the number of turnovers so far in this game, because it is approaching double digits at this point for the Panthers. The Lions with the ball now. Bologna. And that layup right there by Mackenzie Michael is good and one. As they go to the line again. I mean, this has just been beautiful ball movement, incredible play calls, tough finishing, and just an utter dominant performance early on in this game for the Lions. As Michael makes the and one. Free throw attempt there, the 3-point play. As Maloney now dribbles it up the court for the Panthers. She will now drive, looking for anything, and another turnover as there just been no spacing. Kinga, that was Kinga right there, going to the left side as the Lions have been able to go both sides of the ball, and another turnover. This time it's Weaver, lefty layup. I mean, I feel like witnessing a game with this many lefty layups at the high school level is incredible. Not an easy thing. You could tell they definitely work on that all the time, especially defense, because this has been, 2014 Legion of Boom defense, it feels like. This has been utter dominance as High Point is bringing in a mass substitution of players. 4 different players coming onto the court now for the Panthers as they're going to try to get everyone involved in their first game of the season. Why not? See what you got, especially at this point. See if they can draw up anything to try to stop any sort of bleeding. All the bleeding, really, that's been going on in this game so far is, I believe that's a 5-second violation. Oh, that was actually a turnover out of bounds. It's tough on this court. It's a volleyball court, and it's tough to kind of see the angles of where the out-of-bounds lines are, as the 3 by Weaver is laced. The Lions are making it look easy. They are pouring it on early on the High Point Panthers, as got to try to stop the bleeding at all right now as Acosta turns the ball over. Another lefty layup from Mackenzie Michael as she is dominating this game. The amount of fast breaks and transition offense that has gone in the way of the Lions has been incredible so far in this one, as the 3 there from Lavargna stops the bleeding as she hits her second 3 of the game. Nothing but net on that one. That was an incredible shot. Another incredible ball movement possession leading to a Mackenzie Michael layup yet again, as she has looked amazing tonight. Well, Varner's got the hot hand. Hopefully they can get her something to try to end and draw this game a little bit closer, as Lavarna again, this time off the glass and no good. Let's see what the Lions have for the transition offense again, as they have had wide open looks all night. And another one for Janiyah Weaver. Nothing but net. So we have a stoppage of play there, which will lead to a substitution for the Lions. The shooting performance tonight from the Lions has been out of this world. It feels like they haven't missed in a long time. They've really settled into this game on both sides of the ball and are now up by 30 points with 6 minutes and 53 seconds left here in the first half. As with the women's basketball level, that ball is blocked, recovered by High Point. Acosta to Lavargna. She will drive, and they're going to call a foul there on Bologna, as that would have been another steal early on in this game. But it's definitely weird for the high school team here, Winston-Salem, as they play 4 8-minute quarters at their level. But for the Panthers, since this is the collegiate level and they are the home team, they are playing 2 20-minute halves. As another tough time inbounding the ball, but it is stolen again. And the nightmare So the High Point offense continues early on in this game as they're going to try to look for any way to stop the bleeding yet again. It's Kerlock with the drive. That layup is no good. And let's see if they can score here on this possession. Try to force that pass in. It is another turnover. It's Weaver now. Great cut to the lane, but that ball is off the hands of bad boy Bagnar as High Point forces the turnover there. That was good defense for the Panthers on that possession. This Manila now. I mean, this is just relentless defense. She has nowhere to go with the ball. Finally finds Harloff, who is, she can't even breathe, but they call the foul finally as she was getting hacked all the way through from Janiyah Weaver. The Panthers here will inbound the ball, looking for something. I know it's early on in the season, so it's good to try to get everyone involved here early on in this game just to try to see what you got. And obviously they have a tough opponent tonight as Winston-Salem has looked nothing short of incredible. And that ball was turned over, but they're going to call a foul as now they are starting to call a lot more, as it kind of feels like Winston-Salem has had their way on the defensive end, but this time that is called a foul on Sofia Bologna. So High Point looking to try to salvage something, any sort of momentum here towards the end of the first half as Lavargna to the lane. That layup is no good. They are able to get the offensive shot there as Bologna. Oh, look at this, a turnover for the Panthers, but then they have a wide open Lexi Harloff. And I mean wide open for the easiest layup of the game. And it is thrown out of bounds. Just no breaks so far at all. It's been tough. It's been tough, but you got to be able to clear the mind and put everything behind you and just try to muster whatever you can up for the rest of this game. Is great ball movement again. Babe Bargnar with the layup to make it a 47-15 lead for the Lions here. As, I mean, every possession has looked amazing so far as High Point tries a little bit of their own backdoor cutting, but it is thrown out of bounds by Amaris Jenkins. She had Harloff cutting, but it was just too strong of a pass. And High Point will look for the stop on this possession. It's Bologna, who has been a no-look pass down low. She's been nothing short of amazing. Bologna to Michael again. They have looked incredible tonight. Cutting to the lane and making the extra pass. No selfish play whatsoever, as that ball is dribbled off the foot of Lexi Harloff. As the tenacious, outstanding defense of the Winston-Salem Lady Lions continues in this game as High Point makes another mass substitution. 4 new players in the game for the Panthers, looking to try to get anything going on both sides of the ball. As that is an easy layup, but it is going to be a foul as Prosman thought she had the easy lane. Smart foul by the Panthers. No easy buckets. That should be the motto kind of going forward in this one, as it just seems like the Lions have kind of had their way on the offensive end with all these different layups and wide open looks, as Prosman will make the first free throw. I mean, credit to them. Credit to the Lions. They have, even the free throws have been just perfect, it seems like. Prosman makes both. This has been a clinic. A complete clinic. And a beatdown here at the Millis Center early on in this one, if we're just being honest. As Lavargna's looking for anything, and It's going to be another turnover. An easy layup for Janiyah Weaver, as she has been all over the court tonight. She is dominated in this one. As Lavargna again looking for anything into the corner, but she has stepped out of bounds. And I said it before, but this court is tough. The gray lines are the out of bounds lines, and it's tough to kind of see that, especially with the defense that the Lions have been playing, basically trapping anyone who touches the ball. It has just been a dominant performance, as that is another easy layup. Kerlock just too fast. And the fact that they are able to go to both sides, left and right, and be able to just make every single layup tonight and make it look easy, as Lavargna with the three there. That is too strong. Kerlock with the rebound, and she has another fast break. 3-on-1, kicks it out to Bologna. She will shoot the three, and in and out. For Bologna, that was another good look, though, for the Lions. As Maloney in the game now makes a good pass down low, but that is just palmed, stuffed by Bakersville, as she made that one look easy. And the Lions are going to call a timeout here with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left here in the first half, with a 40-point lead. All right, coming out of the break now, is it has just been nothing short of pure domination. Pure domination for the Lady Lions of the Winston-Salem Christian School. They're looking to end the half strong. And that is going to be a foul there on Amaris Jenkins coming out of the timeout here. And another thing to note is that there isn't even a shot clock. So if you're the High Point Panthers, you should be able to not rush anything. You have all the time in the world to try to just gather a nice offensive possession. Is right there is Prosman again with the nice touch in the floater to make the lead 57-15 here with 1 minute and 50 seconds to go here in the first half of this ball game. Amaris Miles dribbles into the double team, and they're going to call the foul there on Bakersville. I'm just going to say, I feel like High Point is trying to force a lot of these baskets, kind of panicking under the nonstop pressure. And I mean, credit to the Lions for showing up here ready to play here on this Monday night. And another turnover. That ball was pretty much just thrown right into the hands of Kinga Babe Bognar. It feels like everyone is on the same page for the Lions. Just the ball movement. This looks like the 2014 Spurs out here. The layup there by Bognar. She is hacked pretty bad and will go and shoot two. We credit the effort of High Point there to not allow the easy bucket, as that's pretty much what it's come down to for the Lions, as they've just had so many wide open looks. Non-stop pressure. As Bognar in and out on the free throw right there. Her second attempt coming up. This one is perfect. Wouldn't you know? I mean, the free throws. I mean, this team must practice 5 hours a day with the way they're playing so far in this one. It's Maloney tries to go down low. That one's deflected again. It just seems like pure chaos on the offensive side of the ball. It doesn't really, there's no movement. Really not much to even point out. As that one, though, is a bounce pass into the lane for Lavagna. She seems like the main guy on this offense. Acosta now with the ball. Oh, nice move. Kicks it out to the corner. The three is perfect for Olivia Olsen. She laces it. Incredible ball movement there for the Panthers. And hopefully that's something they can bring in to the second half of this game. Can they get the stop, though? That's going to be a foul. Olsen was holding down the arms of Kinga. Right there is credit to Olsen, though. That was a beautiful shot to stop the bleeding, as this has just been pure dominance. But Kinga here with the free throw. Just nothing but net yet again on the free throw, as the Lions are going to make a couple substitutions here for the end of the half. Second free throw attempt is good. Again, nothing but net. Kind of just seems like that's the way it's been going for the Lions so far. But can High Point kind of have any momentum heading into the end of the half? Something positive as Lavarna with the ball is under pressure again. She's going to look for Jenkins. Jenkins down low, getting swarmed. Kicks it out to Olsen, who had the great shot before. Not a lot of time left, and they're going to call a foul on Kinga Babe Bognar, which I believe it's not going to be a shooting foul. High Point will inbound it here with 5.7 left on the clock. Can they get a basket to end the half? And that ball is tipped. And look at this. The fast break again for Brianna Kerlock to end the half. Strong again to make it a 62 to 18, 50-point lead for the Lions heading into the break, as it has been nothing short of domination. All right, so we are back here at the start of the second half with the High Point Panthers trailing Winston-Salem 62-18. It has been nothing short of just pure domination for the Lions here. And I am actually blessed and joined with an incredible guest here that's going to kind of break this game down here in the second half. That guest's name is Jonah Martin. So Jonah, right? If you're High Point and if you're Coach Shauna Polk, what do you say to this group at halftime?
Well, I think the first thing you have to look at is down 62-18. You're not coming back in this game. There's no getting back what you lost in that first half, but there is having a better second half. I think where that starts for High Point is longer possessions. We don't play a shot clock here in club basketball, so extend the possessions. We saw in the first half Winston-Salem Christian, they get aggressive when you hold on to the ball. They foul a lot, so hold on to the ball, make smarter passes. And that three ball, which we saw there, that has been the key for the Panthers. Almost all of their points have come on three-pointers. So longer possessions, hold on to the ball. They're telegraphing a lot of their passes. You need to pump fake, go to your second option, be smarter with the basketball. And if you hold on to that, you're going to get them in some foul trouble.
Beautifully said by a legend here, Jonah Martin, who is going to help big time here and kind of break down this second half. As right now, the Lions have the ball and are looking to continue. And that ball actually is a turnover as High Point kind of returns the favor, but then they give it right back. And that's just kind of been the entire story for the Panthers so far. So, Jonah, what would be the key to kind of trying to stop, like, these turnovers? Like, there's no shot clock. I feel like there's no reason to rush in this game. There's the basket right there from Shania Weaver. But, yeah, like, how do you stop the turnover battle pretty much here so far in this one?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you said it. The key for High Point is going to be to slow it down. You saw gets a steal, brings it down the court on the fast break, gets too aggressive, down into the paint, no numbers advantage, and it gets turned over on the kick out. One thing High Point needs to understand, if they haven't already, is there's a huge size mismatch in this game. We saw them go to a zone in the first half, which helped a little bit on the defensive side, but almost every Winston-Salem Christian player is bigger than their counterpart on the High Point team, taller, lengthier, and that's where they're getting a lot of those steals, tipped passes, blocked passes. So need to be smarter, can't push it without numbers, and that's going to be the key. Even on turnovers for High Point, pushing in transition is not going to be the best available option. You need to slow it down, build the offense, and force Winston-Salem Christian to D up clean.
As that shot made, that little floater by Bologna, she has looked incredible again tonight and starting the second half strong for the Lions. As at this point in the game, it kind of takes the pressure off as the three here is in and out by Lavargna, as that's kind of what Jonah said before has been the main way and subject as to how the Panthers have scored it. But Bologna there puts up a three of her own, and that's no good. This High Point going to try to muster up something here on this possession. But at this point in the game, you kind of want to, there's no pressure anymore, get the first game jitters out of the way and just play comfortably in the system. And as I say that, there is another turnover, and the layup is made again by Shania Weaver. And a very important aspect of basketball, I would say, Jonah, is the ability to use both hands. That is something you are taught when you are a kid, and the ability to be able to make lefty and righty layups depending on what your strong hand is I believe that's a 5-second violation for the Panthers. But, yeah, no, the ability to use both hands is so important for anyone in basketball. But the Lions have kind of put on a clinic with that tonight, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. We're seeing a lot of differing scoring ability. The Lions aren't as confined as High Point is. You know, High Point has a couple of really great shooters on the perimeter, but their inside game, they're very mismatched. And Winston-Salem Christian has been doing it all over the court. You know, even some of their bigger players have moved outside to the perimeter, especially when High Point went to zone. They moved the ball really, really well. And that's kind of been the key. You know, they're faster, they're moving better, they're moving the ball better. and some of their players can work inside, outside, and they've done a great job, I mean, tearing apart whatever defense the Panthers throw at them, especially that zone. We saw it worked well for a bit, keeping some of their bigger players hemmed in the paint, but they just moved the ball around so well. It's been a tough ask for this Panther squad in their first game.
And I would say the Lions, the ability to adjust to the zone and dissect the Panther defense by all the bounce passes that led to the wide open layups is here on the fast break. The Lions have another chance to continue and grow this lead to even more than it is right now. It's an underrated part of basketball, is being able to try to make adjustments on the fly. As that layup right there from Prosman makes it 72-18 now here with 14 minutes and 50 seconds left here in this second half of basketball. The nonstop pressure continues as the Lions get another fast break. Easy layup yet again. Yet again. Shania Weaver getting this half started beautifully yet again for the Lions, as Shauna Polk, the High Point coach, wants a timeout. Alrighty, we are back. High Point coming out of the timeout. Trying to just make the adjustment. And the three right there is off the mark from Haley Manella. And ball's out of bounds and recovered by the Panthers right there. As they're going to try to work on some of these different inbound plays, try to get everyone involved. Manella with the three again, as she's had the good hand tonight, but that one's not going to go for the Panthers. And I mean, the Lions trying to muster up just more offensive purity, I should say, as it's just been nothing short of just clean basketball. And then, oh man, the layup, back-to-back layups, another turnover was forced right there for the Lions. A 4-point possession pretty much. That's something that cannot happen. And Manella will shoot the three. That one's off the mark. And it is recovered immediately by Jenkins, but then she turns the ball over yet again, as the Lions are going to look to try to add on to the 60-point lead, already 60-point lead that we have, as that three is no good. But the rebound, and nice play by Manella, but that ball is turned over, and another incredible play by Janiyah Weaver. She ran out of bounds and was able to throw the ball off of, I believe that was Mackenzie Maloney. But they're going to change the call here and say that it's High Point ball. So one of the only calls I feel like that's kind of gone High Point's way so far in this one. It's Manella who is trying to force a pass. That's not going to go her way at all, as it is turned over again. And I mean, Joni, you got to give credit. You got to give credit to this line team. They showed up prepared tonight. It kind of just seems like they are just a way more put together team. As the three here is no good. Rebound for the Panthers as they will look to push this one up the court. Good ball movement, but that one is blocked. Just incredible defense. No easy baskets whatsoever for the Panthers in this one. But yeah, Jonah, you just gotta accept it. This team is just flat out better, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I mean, it's quite clear that Winston-Salem Christian's probably played a bit more basketball so far this season. One of the big things for High Point, you can tell they're missing a little bit of that sixth sense that comes with playing basketball routinely, that court awareness. We've seen several times players not being aware, even on the inbounds pass off Winston-Salem's bucket, that pass getting stolen, not being aware of the player on your back, that comes from communication from teammates, but it also comes from just court awareness, playing basketball, knowing there's someone on your back, knowing there's someone looking to steal that ball. It's just the start of the season for these Panthers, and you can tell that for sure, a new team, fresh players, things like that, and Winston-Salem has definitely preyed on the inexperience so far this season. So in your first game, you're just looking to find your footing, and most certainly there's no better experience than playing an opponent who's better than you are, right? So it's not all cons in this first game for the Panthers.
Yeah, and it couldn't have been better said by Jonah, looking at the positive aspects of what has been nothing short of just a complete blowout here in this one. A lot of ball left. A lot of season left. Looking to learn from this experience here early on in the season and try to just recover and become a better basketball team as the season goes on, as the Lions get another three-point attempt, and that one is laced. Prosman. It feels like everyone on this team can shoot. Is that just kind of how it's gone tonight for the Lions? As LaVargna now will try to lead this Panther team to just anything to try to finish this game on a positive note. As that shot no good by Jenkins, off the mark. But she makes a nice deflection on that one to stop a little bit of the momentum on that break for the Lions. Bakersville has the ball at the top of the key. Prosman again for a three. This time, is no good. LaVargna now will dribble this one up, makes a nice pass down low, and that shot is good. Katie Rowe. That was good ball movement there, and that's her first basket of this game to get the High Points to 20. Get the High Point to 20 points. And this one is Bakersville down low, trying to use some of the post-move magic that she has, but she is fouled. I believe we have a running clock now at this point in the game, considering the score, as Bakersville is at the line shooting 2. And free throws too, Jonah. That is another part of this game that is so important, as that one falls for Bakersville. And I would say High Point really, they haven't gotten any of the calls. They haven't really gone to the line, I don't think, once at this game. There's just been turnover after turnover. But the Lions have capitalized, and it's not only like they're making free throws, Jonah. They are lacing these shots. Nothing but net. That is something that I feel like it's pretty rare to see, as I announcer jinx right there. But what do you have to say on that?
Yeah, for sure, as they love to say at the top level, free throws are free. So for sure, you got to credit the ability of Winston-Salem, especially in a game that's this lopsided, still the ability to be aggressive and to get to the line and then to capitalize on those opportunities. Those are the things that, it's another difference between their team and our team, is that ability to get to the free throw line and capitalize on that opportunity. It's free points, and High Point hasn't been able to get there today. And, you look at a deficit this big, it's not the only thing that matters, but, ultimately the goal throughout the season is to progress and to get better and better. And getting to the line and then in turn making those free throws is going to be a big part of this High Point Panthers season, and it's going to matter later on. So for sure they should be taking some notes.
100%. Free throws are pretty much the most unsaid important part of basketball, as that layup there, making it look easy. Too easy. Bakersville, Gianna Bakersville just posting up down low and making the easy layup there. As it's rare to see a full team be able to just pretty much make it look easy with layups, threes, free throws, being locked in and playing as a team on the defensive side of the ball. And that is what we've seen pretty much the whole game from the Lions. As they are now up 88-20 here with 6 minutes and 25 seconds to go, as that shot is no good for the Panthers. As it would be a good time, and I believe Clavon Ingram is kind of trying to try different plays at this point in the game for his Lions squad, as that three is no good. And the Panthers with a nice rebound right there. That was Ava Staubis. And, being able to kind of hold on to the ball there and get another offensive possession started for the Panthers, as that three by Lavargna is just off the mark. And that shot, after the recovery by Staubis, is also no good. As you could kind of hear on the Lions sideline, they are calling out different plays that they weren't really trying in the first half. You might as well at this point try all different types of things, different formations, different schemes that you want to try throughout the season. As that layup from Secor is good to make it a 90-20 basketball game.
Yeah, and I think you touched on something I haven't necessarily enjoyed watching from this second half for the Panthers, and that's the experimentation from Winston-Salem Christian. They're clearly opening up the playbook, getting different opportunities to different players, and as we finally see a Panther go to the line here, that's a big opportunity. But several times down the court, we've seen them stop up short, get some passes cut off, and then just launch up a three from pretty far behind the line. This is the opportunity. You're playing an opponent that's very skilled, size advantage. Keep throwing stuff against the wall until something sticks. I'd like to see them open the playbook, try something, instead of just walking down the court and throwing up a three. I understand that this game hasn't gone your way, and in a lot of ways you might just want it over. But, this is a big opportunity to play a skilled opponent and to see what kind of works on the offensive end, so you got to take advantage.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I feel like as this free throw here is no good, you might as well. You have nothing to lose at this point. Try everything you possibly can, as Lavargna goes 1 for 2 at the line there. One of the only or few free throw attempts that the Panthers have actually had tonight. And that layup, it's amazing. Bologna just being able to make those tough shots. Those are not easy layups right there, especially on the left side, right off the glass. The Panthers look to try to figure something out at this point in the game, as that shot is no good from Amaris Jenkins. Another incredible pass. That layup's going to go, because why wouldn't it? It's just been nonstop. Nonstop. That was an incredible pass from this point of view, especially from Sophia Bologna. She has dominated this game. That three is no good. Way off the mark for Lavargna. And she will get subbed out of this game. (94-21). Not what many expected here early on in the season. There's a car, too easy. The Panthers will bring this one up the court. Maloney makes the pass, and now it's starting to get pretty ugly again, as if it wasn't already, as Jenkins wasn't even paying attention on that one. As it seems like the Panthers have really, really thrown in the white flag here at this point. Not really a deep bench for the Lions, as that layup is really good for pretty easy for Zakor. But it's not like they have anyone fully on the bench that hasn't gotten to this game. They have played everyone pretty much throughout this entirety, given everyone a chance, and it feels like everyone is able to produce at any sort of offensive or defensive possession, and that is a beauty to have. And maybe this is a good test for the Panthers as they get a team that definitely was ready to play tonight, was able to pretty much score on almost every possession, play dominant defense, but I would like to say the Panthers won't play a team like this who has been this good all night long. As that shot there is nothing but net. I mean, just domination. They broke the scoreboard too. They are at 100 points. The scoreboard can't even handle that. As that shot was beautiful by Prosman. And look at this. Another fast break. Bologna. Unbelievable. At this point, no easy buckets whatsoever. They're not letting up at all. Could be a backcourt there. They're not going to call it. Why not? I feel like the refs are kind of fed up with this one. That three by Bologna is no good. It's just short. Rebound again. They are nonstop. We are at 104. A 104 to 21 point game at this point. Panthers are going to try to end this game on a high note. As Maloney, that shot is good. They finish strong. They finish strong. A positive ending to nothing short of a, I guess, the word I'm going to use here is a blowout. I'm going to stay simple and just call it a full-on blowout. Final score in this one. Here, the first of a doubleheader. 104 for the Winston-Salem Christian Basketball Lions, and 23 to the High Point Panthers. First game this season obviously didn't go the way that High Point expected, but that's it, folks. That's all she wrote. We will have you ready for next game. I believe the start time on that one is going to be 7:30. 7:30 start time for the High Point men's club team, taking on the Winston-Salem Christian boys team. So that one should be interesting. We'll see how that one goes. Panthers are already 3-0 on the season, as they will get their first real test of the game. That is it, folks. Have a good night.
It is a cold night here at the Millis Athletic Center, so it's time for some basketball between the High Point Panthers and the Winston-Salem Christian Lions. Tip-off underway. Winner Lions. First with the ball, number 3, Saheed Mitchell. Pass to Giannis Chucheni. Back to Mitchell. So that's Reich Cho. Reich Cho with the shooter, does not get it. Rebound, CJ Johnson. Standout on the High Point team. Averaged 16 points a game last year. One of the best players, best returners. Pass to Ryan Eddy. Corner 3 by number 5, Aaron Fent. Does not get it. Rebounded by the Lions. Lions pat layup. Does not go. Rebound, Aaron Fent. Fent back to Finley. Finley bringing it up the field. Being defended by Davis. Pass back to Laurer. Laurer loses the ball. Foul is called. Let me introduce myself. We just kind of got underway. I'm Nathan Scala. It is the High Point Panthers versus the Winston-Salem Christian Academy Lions. Inbounded by Edie. Edie passing it over to Laurer. Laurer trying to back down his defender. Slight 3 open, and it is good. First points of the game, number 5, Aaron Fenn. Bringing it back down the court is Mitchell. Mitchell pass to Chochenny. Chochenny over to Davis. Davis back to Chochenny. Corner, Bremmel. Corner 3, airballs it. Not quite. Rebound, Eddy. Eddy bringing it back up the court. Eddy, who was the team high 21 points a game last year, looking to make his statement. Pass over to Chol. Chol drive into the lane, does not get it. Rebound, Chol. So that was Finley driving into the lane, rebounded by number 0, Chol of the Lions. A cat-on-cat lineup between the Lions and the Panthers. Both teams with high expectations as the first timeout is called. The Winston-Salem Academy so far a 4-0 start to start the year compared to the Panthers, who lost their first game against Wingate but now been on a 3-game winning streak, currently leading their South Atlantic North Region Conference. Both coaches just trying to talk about what's going on. It's still just a 3-0 ball game in favor of the Panthers, as no substitutions made on either side of the court. It's going to be inbounded by the Lions. It looks like it will be Jig Davis to do the honor. Now bring it down the court is Saad Mitchell. Mitchell being defended by Johnson. Passing it over to Chol. Chol pass back to Chochenny. Now driving is Davis. Pass back out to Chochenny for a 3. Does not get it. He gets his own rebound, driving back out to Chol. As a travel is called on Reich Chol, that will be Panther ball. Still 3-0 as we are 2 minutes into this game. Going to be inbounded by Ryan Edie to Caleb Finley. Finley bringing it back up the court. Back to Edie. Edie defended by Chochenny. Into the paint, drives and blocked by Chochenny. But a foul is called. Chochenny cannot believe it. There'll be 2 free throws for number 23, Ryan Eddy, the sophomore. As I said at the beginning of this game, he was your returning leader in points per game. 21 for the sophomore. As he's in the lineup to shoot his first free throws of the game. Fortunately misses the first one. Gets some high fives, though, from his team. High Point coming off a 14-6 record last year. Looking to do even better than that, as the second one is good. His first points of the game. Now bringing it back down the court is Saad Mitchell. Mitchell being guarded by Johnson. Gets the paint, splits the defense, does not quite get a foul called, though, I believe, on CJ Johnson. And it'll be free throws for Saad Mitchell. Lining up for his first free throws, trying to get the Lions on the scoreboard, and will make it. His and the team's first points of the game, 2.5 minutes in. Drains both of them. It's now a 2-point game, going to be inbounded by Johnson. Full court defense being put by the Lions as it's going to be passed to James Lohr. Lohr gets this stolen by, oh my goodness, excuse me there. Gets stolen by Davis, pass to Chochenny for 2 points. It's now a tie game. Beautiful background pass by CJ Johnson. Lays it up, blocked by Cho. Back on the offense is the Lions. Lions trying to get past, stolen again, CJ Johnson. Chaos here at the Mill Center. 3-pointer by 80. It is good. Beautiful shot by 80. But the Panthers back up by 3. Brought down, back down by the court is Davis. Davis passed to Chochenny, and a travel is called on Mitchell before he can get that pass back to Ned Bramall. Be Panther ball again, be inbounded by Finley. Finley passed over to Edie. Edie bringing it back up the court, being guarded by Mitchell. Full court press, and he loses it. Great job by Sod Mitchell there. Forced the turnover just at the half court. Sod Mitchell now going to inbound the ball. Mitchell passing it, inbounding it to Jig Davis. Davis looking for some ISO separation. Screen being set by Chol. Driving into the paint, pass back out to Bremmel. Bremmel, though, loses the ball, gets taken by Finley. Finley going to try and bring it up himself, double guarded, pass to Lohr. Lohr now bringing it back up the court, being guarded by Davis. Excuse me, almost loses it, keeping the handles, though. CJ Johnson, though, trying to guide the offense, driving to the paint, step back, almost loses it again, pass back to Lohr. Lohr to Finley. Finley driving it. Gets the foul and call it, and one for number Finley, Cale Finley. Great job by him splitting into the paint. Going to get the layup and one call for number 0. Freshman here at High Point making an immediate impact for the Panthers club basketball team. Shoots it and makes the free throw, makes that in. What is a 6-point gap between the Panthers and the Lions? We're going to back up the court is Davis. Davis trying to split the defense into the paint. Pass out to Chemi. Chemi trying to drive. Pass back out to Chol. Chol 3. Does not get it. Rebounded by Chemi, and he throws it at Aaron Fent. Aaron Fent will be hit out of bounds, and it will, I believe, be Lions ball. Yes, it will be. Davis going to try and inbound it. Inbounds it to Bremmel. Over to Mitchell. Mitchell trying to talk to his teammates. Here goes to Davis. Davis trying to drive. Mid-ranger. Does not go. Rebound, Lohr. Lohr bringing it back up the court. Lohr pass over to Johnson. Johnson back to Lohr. Does not get it to go. Rebound, Bremmel. Bremmel pass back up to Chemi. Chemi back over to Davis. Some great we've seen some beautiful drives. Cannot get it. Blocked by Lohr. Lohr bringing it back to the court. He has been everywhere for this High Point on the offense and defensive side. Drive by Johnson. Tries to pass it back. Does not get it. It's going to be taken away by the Lions. Lions, Davis bringing it back up the court. Trying to go full court to Rock. Chol, sorry. Chol going to get the 2 points. As looks like High Point was trying to bring it back down the court. Ryan Eddy getting forced out of bounds by number 15, Ned Bremmel. Foul, I'm sorry. Getting rid of it was a foul. As Lohr going to bring it inbounds, passing it back to Eddy. Going to bring it back full court. Some one-on-one screen set. Going to try and drive again. Corner 3, not going to quite get it. Double dribble. Call on High Point. Substitution is going to be made. Now in the game, Jack Casey instead of Aaron Fent. Straight up three by Mitchell, does not go. Rebounded by Finley. Finley going to bring it back all the way up the court. Pass to Johnson. Johnson backing out his defender. Stolen away by his defender. Gets it back and lays it in for two. Taking the contact. Attaboy, 2-2. Bringing it back up the court is Mitchell. Mitchell with the ball. Driving into the paint. Lays it up and in. Takes some double contact by some high point defenders, but gets the 2 points. Still a 4-point game. Back in the back of the court, Caleb Finley. Finley over to Johnson. Johnson back to Edie. Edie over to Lore. Great passing by this Panther offense. Step back. 2-pointer, sinks it. Nothing but net. Caleb Finley. Mitchell trying to slow this offense down. Driving is Cho. Not going to get a pass back open. Three for Chemi. Does not get it. Rebound Eddie. As a foul is called on Chol. It's going to be inbounded by Eddie. Coach Jones telling the players what formation he'd like to see. This is going to be passed to Finley. Finley going to be bringing it back up the court, still being guarded by Giannis Tuchemi. Laura being back down. Corner three by number 15. Casey makes it. What a shot by number 15. 7-point game. 13 minutes left in the first. As a backhanded layup goes in by, I believe that was Tuchemi. Great job by him splitting the defense, getting on the back of the paint. Brought back up the court, trying to go coast to coast is Finley, sending it over to Johnson. Johnson fighting off some defenders. Way over is Eddie with some space. Not quite there. Takes the paint and gets the foul. Some substitutions made. Rak Chol is out now in the game for the Lions is number 2, Lazar Vucevic. Inbounding, going to go to Lore. Lore passing it back over to Johnson. Johnson still being guarded. Eddie with some separation, not quite. Eddie being guarded. Hand off to Finley. Finley does not get it. Rebound Eddie. Slamming it up in hard contact. Draws the foul though. Good job by James Lore drawing the foul on number 1. That being Cam Franken, who is subbed into the game for the Winston-Salem Christian Academy Lions. Lore has been all over the court for the Panthers. He's been bringing it up the court. He's been driving into the paint. He's been on the arc. So you can't give enough credit to this number 1 player. The sophomore. As he missed the first free throw. The score, 19 Panthers, 10 Lions. I'm Nathan Scala. Happy you could join us here on this gloomy Monday night here at the Millith Athletic Center. Misses both of them. Oh, and gets the rebound. Beautiful job by Jack Casey to get where the bound goes. Gets the rebound and 2 points. There's a timeout is called for both teams. Timeout on the Lions. Coming back into the game, some more substitutions being made. James Braden coming into the game for CJ Johnson. And no changes on the Lions side. Still the score 21-10 in favor of the home team Panthers, as bringing it up the court that is Cam Franklin. Franklin passing it over to Xander Oyello. Driving it is Tuchemi. Tuchemi, floater two, does not get it. Rebound by Casey. Great job by Casey there, passing it back to Eddie. Eddie going to bring it back up the court. On the arc, spin move, stolen, taken back by Braden. Braden loses the ball, is trying to be out of bounds by Tuchemi. As Ryan Eddy, who's played every single minute of this game, going to inbound the ball on the Panthers' offensive side over to Lore. Lore back to Eddy. Eddy trying to back up his defender. Lays it in, not quite gets his own rebound. Draws a foul, and almost the and one. It rims out. Got to give credit to Eddy. He's been in the paint. He's taking the hits, and he's getting the fouls and the points. As he makes his first free throw of the game. Lining up. And makes it. It is a 13-point lead for the High Point Panthers over the Winston-Salem Christian Lions. Bringing up the court is Jig Davis. Davis back over to Andrew Oyello. Back to Oyello. Oyello from the arc, pass in. Layup does not go in. Rebound by Casey. Casey over to Eddie. Eddie now in the paint, loses the ball, gets it back. Rashad Brown loses it. Now back up the paint is number 22 and 3. That being Sod Mitchell, who I believe drew a foul there, trying to go into the paint in the layup. Foul called on James Lore. Sod Mitchell's first free throws of the game. And banks out the first one. Another substitution, James Lore getting out of the game, and Daniel Bologna, the sophomore number 21 now checks into the game. As the second does not get it, rebound Casey. Casey's fourth rebound of the game. Bringing it up the court is Ryan Eddy. Eddy one and one. Okay, 1-1 for Ryan Eddy. Bit of a drought for the Lions, have not been able to make a bucket. As he shoots it and it goes in. Trying to make this a 15-point lead halfway through the first half. I'm Nathan Scallum. Makes both of them. 25-10. Bringing it back up the court. The speed is Mitchell. Mitchell over to Vucevic. Vucevic back to Mitchell. Mitchell driving into the paint, tries to draw the foul and gets... No, does not get the foul. Travel? Excuse me, it was a travel foul called in play. I apologize for that. It's going to be a High Point ball inbounded by Eddie. Eddie back over to Braden. Back to Eddie. Eddie bringing it back up the court, being guarded by Vucevic. Now with the ball is Braden. Braden over to Casey. Casey being guarded by Edo. Back to Eddie. Now back to Braden. Back to Eddie. It's around the world with these boys. Passing the ball. Trying to take the paint. Braden with the open three and sinks it. Beautiful three and great communication by Eddie and Braden to find the separation and sink that three. Is in High Point on a believe, a 14-point run right now, 14-0. Now Mitchell trying to break off Eddie. Pass back to Oyello. Oyello with the drive. He drives into the paint, lays it up, does not get it. Rebounded by Niles. More substitutions being made. Back in the game, Ned Bramall, along with Ryak Chol. Reich Chol. Going to be inbounded by Davis. As a foul is called on Rashad Brown for apparent yanking of the jersey. It's going to be another inbound for Davis. Davis gives it to Bramall. Chol at the top of the arc. Pass to Mitchell. Mitchell trying to drive on Eddie. Stolen away by Cameron Morton, the freshman. First time we've said his name today. Back up the court by Eddie. Eddie trying to break down his defender and loses the ball. It's going to be Davis with separation. Not anymore. Braden is there. Pass over to Bramall. All the way back to Tochemi. Back to Bramall. He's gotten open. Three does not get it. Rebound offensively for number 12, Tochemi. Yelling some plays out for his teammates. Slight separation from Mitchell. Shoots it. Does not go in. Third chance for the Lions. Stolen away by 24. Stolen away by Rashad Brown. Great hustle there by the High Point defender. So another foul is called for Rashad Brown. He's going to shoot some one-and-ones. Can you just grab me? Sinks both of his free throws. Bringing it back down the court is Davis. Davis orchestrating the offense, telling his teammates where to go. Gets a screen set by Chol. Passes it back to Chol. Chol drives, passing it into the paint for Mitchell, and is stolen away by C.J. Johnson. C.J. Johnson now pass over to Morton, and Morton lays it in for two. The Lions struggling to get anything going. Out open three for Oyello. He does not get it. Rebound on Tochemi and draws the foul. Shooting the free throws is Chocheni. Lines up. Does not get it. Man, a dry spout for the Lions right now. They've just not been able to make a shot. A game that started out very close is now blown in favor of the Panthers, up 31-10 with 8 minutes remaining in the first. Can't get the second one. Rebound Morton. Passing it over to Johnson, who's going to bring it back up the court. Stolen. As Chol with the layup gets the 2 points, does not get the foul. And finally ends the dry spout for the Academy Lions. Bringing it up the court is Daniel Bologna. And he takes a lick to the floor. He's good. He gets back up. Looks like the coaches on the Winston-Salem Christian team disagreeing with the foul call. The referee's now talking it over. Looks like the call will stand. It's going to be Daniel Baloney shooting the 2 free throws. The High Point Panthers looking for another good season. They finished second in their conference the last 2 seasons. 2 years ago in the 2023-24 season, they in fact had their school record in wins in a season going 7-3. Looking to top that, get over the hump, and after 2 second-place finishes, looking to win it as he makes both of his free throws. Driving into the paste, Ojello. Ojello gets the foul, or sorry, the travel on Ojello. As Ojello is going to be subbed out of the game instead for Cam Franklin, number 1. Is Baloney going to pass it to Johnson, inbounds it. Johnson bringing it back up the court. Johnson pass to Rashad Brown, and a travel is called on Rashad Brown. He can't believe it. Back-to-back travels on both possessions for both teams. That's going to be Bramwell giving it to Davis. Davis is going to bring it back down the court. Davis being guarded by Johnson. Almost stolen away. Great defensive effort by Baloney to get that tip. Still, though, he's going to drive into the paint, that being Tochemi. Tochemi lays it in for 2. Inbounded by the Panthers. Bringing it back down the court is Johnson. Johnson driving into the paint. Lays it in for 2 more. Thought he was going to get the foul. Did not get it. Full court pass to Chol, and Chol is traveling. Another travel call on number 0. That is not what you want to see. As a timeout is called. No, more substitutions. I'm sorry about that. Going to be inbounded by Finley. Finley entering the game back in to Johnson. Over to Eddie, who's also back in the game. Those are the 2 substitutions, along with Aaron Fent being back in the game. The starting 5 altogether. Eddie drives, passing it over to Johnson. Johnson switching it over to Fent. Fent back to Johnson. As Eddie draws another foul. Great job in the paint. Taking those bumps. The Winston-Salem Christian Academy typically faces fellow academy basketball schools, but instead taking on the High Point Panthers club team. This is their final game of the season away from home, as the rest of their schedule is at home. And for the Panthers, they got one more game in 2 days at Carolina University before having a bit of a away trip at Wake Forest, Newberry, and Montreat College. Bring it back up the court is Cam Fletcher. Fletcher passing it over to Chocheni. Wing 3 does not get it. Rebounded by Finley. Finley bringing it up the court now. Over to Johnson. Johnson in the corner. Back over to Eddie. Eddie talking to his offense, trying to figure out some separation. Almost loses the ball. Keeps it though. Pass it over to Johnson. Johnson drives and loses the ball. Thought he was going to get a foul. Does not get it though. It's going to be Lions ball. 6 minutes left in the first. The Panthers leading 37-14. Cameron Franklin with the ball, passing it over to Vucevic. Does not get it. Tries to get the tip, not quite. Finley with the rebound, stolen away. More contact, a lot of second chance, third chance. Still cannot get the ball as a hard contact and foul is called by C.J. Johnson. Vucevic going to inbound the ball on about their 5th chance so far, trying to get something going. Stolen by C.J. Johnson. He's got separation. He's off to the races. Lays it in for 2. That's going to bring the speed right back up as Cochenny brings it, trying to go coast to coast and draws the foul. Some excitement there. Both players going coast to coast. Trying to make this game reachable again for the Winston-Salem Christian Academy Lions. Cochenny shoots and makes his first free throw. Substitutions made. Vucevic is out. Back in the game is Jordan Niles. Number 14, as makes both of his free throws, is Giannis Cochenny. Full court press now on play for the Panthers as Finley's bringing it back up the court. On the wing 3. Pass back out to Johnson. As Johnson drives open 3 for Eddie. He sinks it. Franklin still bringing it up the court. Back over to Niles. Niles back to Bremmel. Bremmel to Niles. Back cut. Draws. No. Another travel. Man. Another travel for the Lions. They just cannot. Every time they get into the paint, get a backdoor cut, and they just draw. Instead of 2 points, they draw travel. 0-on-0 action. Finley and Chol. Finley pass over to Eddie. There's another foul called on Eddie. Eddie with his Shai Gilgeous-Alexander impression, drawing another foul. But if it works, it works. He's been sinking them. Makes both of them. He is perfect from the free throw line tonight. Full court pass to Bremmel. Driving in the paint is Niles. Niles back to Bremmel. Now over to Cochenny. Beautiful cut, stolen away by Finley. Finley's got Johnson, 1-on-1. Does not get the bucket. Thought he was going to get a foul. Is going to be back on offense is Cochenny. Fakes out. Lore. More substitutions being made. That's going to be Alan Lai making his first minutes of the game, along with Sod Mitchell back in the game. Eddie, full court press on Lai. Try to go coast to coast, passing it back to Lore. Lore over to Johnson. He's got separation. He's got a 3. Beautiful, silky, smooth by number 22. Sod Mitchell now being guarded. Pass over to Lai. Lai drives, falls, loses the ball. Gets it. Finley gets it. 3.5 minutes remaining in the first. Finley from the free throw line gets in 2. Broke the defender's ankles. The crowd is loving it for number 0. Now on the defense. Spin move, jumper, does not get it, rebound Lore. Lore full court press to Finley, he's got the space. Tries to get the foul, not quite. Fent with the ball. Fent to Johnson. Johnson pass to Finley. Finley drives. Gets blocked and out of bounds, though, on the lines. It is going to stay Panther ball. Timeout is called by the Lions, and rightfully so. They need it. Coming out of another timeout, the High Point Panthers lead the Winston-Salem Christian Academy Lions 49-16. Real drumming here at the Millis Athletic Center. I'm Nathan Scala. For those just tuning in, we welcome you. It is a gloomy day here in High Point, so what else to do than watch some club basketball? Eddie's going to inbound the ball, pass to Lore. Lore with the mid-range jumper does not get it. Just a little too much gas on that one. Full court to Lai. Lai with the jumper does not get it. Rebound Johnson. Full court pass, what? Just a little bit too high. Edie trying to Odell that ball and does not quite get it. It's going to be Son Mitchell inbounding the ball. Over to Cam Franklin. Back to Mitchell. Bringing it back down the court. Beautiful pass. Not quite. Stolen. Big another pass by Edie. Just has, again, too much gas. Man, if High Point had a football team, we've had some quarterbacks in the making. Some beautiful passes. Just a little too much air on them. Son Mitchell bringing it back down the court. And Franklin travels yet again. The Achilles heel for the Lions. They have traveled for, I think, the 6th or 7th time of the night. As Johnson's going to bring it back down the court for the Panthers. Looking for some space, talking to his teammates. Another pass goes a little bit high. Past the Fent in the paint. Johnson now. Finley with the ball. No separation on Lai. He drives. As a reaching foul, I think, was called on Lai. As Finley is going to go to the line for the second time in this game. As he makes his first shot. As the running clock is on, 25 seconds remain in the first half. As he sinks both of them. Running clock is on, 16 seconds for the Lions trying to make something happen. Pass to Bremmel. Bremmel back out to Davis. Rims out, and Johnson's got time. He's going to run full court. Pass to Finley. Slams it down! That's a grown man. Oh my goodness, what a job by Caleb Finley. That's how you end the first half. Slamma-jamma, as my friend would say it. Beautiful job as the Panthers lead 53-16 here at the Millis Conventional Center. We'll step away. We'll be back eventually for some second half basketball. We are back here at the Millis Athletic Center. We got 10 seconds left before we return to the game. For those just tuning in, I'm Nathan Scow. The High Point Panthers taking on the Winston-Salem Christian Academy Lions. They're up 53-16. We got running clock for the second half, so it's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. See what happens as Zach Eddy is going to inbound the ball. Going to be passing it to, looks like CJ Johnson. Full court press being put by Jig Davis. Johnson, though, shifty. Passing it over to Lore. Lore way over to Edie. Eddy trying to drive in. Foul is called yet again. It's going to be inbounded by Eddy. Looking for some separation between his players. Way back there is CJ Johnson. Johnson to try and bring it back up court, being guarded by Saad Mitchell. As hands are being called by. It's going to be again inbounded by Eddy, and again CJ Johnson, excuse me, is going to bring it back up the court. Beautiful pass to Lore. Stolen away, though, by Davis. Davis trying to go full court, and great job by Finley to punch it out last second. As Jeremiah Davis, Jake Davis, going to inbound the ball to Bremmel. Both teams starting lineup in the game. Stolen by Eddy. Puts a hand out and gets the ball. Eddy drives, corner, back to Eddy. Eddy in the paint, backing down his defender, draws the foul though. Still on fire from the free throw line. Every time he goes there, he makes them both. He's been there quite a lot tonight. 2 for 2. For number 23, running down the court, though, is Davis with the ball. Pick and roll between him and Chochenny, does not get it. And gets the foul, almost the N1, rolls right back out, though. Lining up and misses the first one. Man, it is night and day between these two teams up from the free throw line. I mean, High Point's been able to make every single one, and I don't think the Christian Academy's made one. Missed both of them. Finley gets the rebound, passing it back to Johnson. Johnson on the far side. Big pass to Fent. And I believe Fent stepped out of bounds. As bringing it up the court, Saad Mitchell. Saad Mitchell drives, lays it in, not quite. Fight for the rebound between Brummel and Eddy, and ball. Jeremiah Davis on the arc, drives, does not get it, tip in, second chance. Gets by Bremmel. Bremmel pass back to Mitchell. Across is Chol, and for another time in this game, Chol travels. If I had $1 for every time this Lions team traveled, I would be able to pay for my tuition here at High Point. As a full court press to Lore. Lore pass to Eddie. Double teamed. Still to Lore. Lore back past the fence, blocked by Bremmel. As Bremmel steps out of bounds. Inbounded to Lore. He's going to drive right back into the paint and lays it in for 2. James Lore gets 2 points on the board. Almost stolen by C.J. Johnson, not quite. Almost stolen again by C.J. Johnson, but not again. Bremmel gets up and in for 2 points. Their first points of the half. Over to Johnson. Johnson full pass to Fent. Fent to Eddie. He's got space. Does not get it. Rebound Lore. Blocked. Third chance. Pass to Fent. Fent to Lore. Lore mid-ranger from the box and gets it. As a full drive, almost another travel, but lays it inside Mitchell. Eddie trying to figure out who's got the ball, and Finley's going to get the inbound right back to Eddie. Eddie still being double teamed. To Johnston to Lore. Lore's got space. He's going to slow it down, but the defense sure is picking up. Lore being guarded. Back to Eddie. Eddie drives. He lays it in for 2. An open lane for number 23, and he gets even more points. As Chol now gets his 2 points. As Johnson shoots a 3. Doesn't get it. Rebound Eddie. Eddie back to Lore. Does not get it. Thought he was going to get the foul. Davis with space. Pass over to Chucheni, who lays it in 2 more points. They're on a bit of a run now. Might be a little too late. Substitution is made. Bremmel and Choi are out. Now in the game are Lai and Cam Franklin. As Lai with a corner 3 does not get it. Rebound Eddie. Eddie bringing it up the court. Switch it back. Switches again out the arc. Drives, pass out to Aaron Fent. Cannot handle the pass and will be out of bounds on the Panthers. Many transitions being made. James Braden in the game. Rashad Brown in the game. Jack Casey in the game, along with Daniel Baloney in the game. Shoots a 3, does not get it. Rebound by Braden and fight for it. Going to be a high point ball. Going to be inbounding it by James Braden. Along in the game, Brian Shaw. Pass to Casey. Casey back to Braden. Braden going full court. Pass to Rashad Brown. Does not get it. A foul, in fact, on number 24. Is now bring it back up the court is Jake Davis. Jake Davis passing it over to Chocheni. Chocheni fighting for it. Not gets the rebound. Shoots it again. Does not get it. And now back with the ball is Braden. Braden double teamed. Whistle is blown. As another timeout called here at the court. We'll be right back. Coming back out of the timeout with the quick substitutions before this timeout was called. No changes on either side of the court for either team. The High Point Panthers lead the Winston-Salem Christian Academy Lions 61-24. As now bringing it back down the court is Casey. Casey over to Brown. Back over to Braden. Three does not go. Great hustle, though, by Shaw, trying to get the rebound as lays in for two, that being number 22 of Andrew Oyelu. As now back full court is to Baloney. Baloney up and over, does not get it. Pass to Lai. Over to Chochenny. Chochenny's got space in the paint and slams it in for two. Now to Shaw. So that's Braden. Braden loses the ball. Got by Lai. Lai to Chochenny. Stolen by Braden. Contact foul. Hard contact on the floor. Cam Franklin's able to get back up. We foul on him, though, as Shaw's going to inbound the ball. Back over to Baloney. Casey with the ball. Pass out to Baloney. Baloney for three. Not quite. Rebound by Brown. Gets the bucket, but a foul was called prior. CJ Jones is unhappy with the call. He's talking to the ref. Foul on Jack Casey. As now bringing it back down the court, Chochenny. Giannis Chochenny. He slides, he glides. Back out now for three. Does not get it. Fighting for the rebound. Gets it for Franklin. Franklin to Lai. Lai back to Franklin. Just trying to make anything work with 8 minutes left in the game. Loses the ball. Dives for it. High point ball. Great hustle by Jeremiah Davis, but it's a little too late. Excuse me there. As Jack Casey brings the ball back into the play for the Panthers. Full court press now for Brian Shaw. Brian Shaw almost loses the ball. Passed it. Stolen. Stolen by Chochenny. Chochenny trying to go coast to coast. Draws the foul. Does not get the bucket. As Giannis Chochenny shoots his first free throws of the night with 7.5 minutes remaining in this match between the two Cats. He makes his first one. That's the first free throw any line has made in quite a while. Cam Franklin is out. Back in the game is Jordan Niles. As he makes both free throws. Braden with the ball. Braden back over to Baloney. As Baloney loses the ball, it's going to be, looks like tipped out. No, it's not going to be tipped out by the Lions. Lions get the ball. They're going back down the court. They're making a run at it. They've got a lot of points recently. Only a 31-point game when it used to be almost 50. Driving into the paint is number Chochenny. As Chochenny makes another bucket, his fourth straight point for the team. Full court double man press. They're after right now. They still think they got a chance in this game. Still double team to Baloney. Baloney back over to 24. Lays it in. Thought he was going to get the foul. Not quite, but a hard bucket for Rashad Brown. As shot went up by Brown, but gets fouled on the way up. It's going to be 2 free throws for number 24, Rashad Brown, the freshman. Some more substitutions made. Number 7, Shane Richardson. Number 35, Cameron Morton. Number 30, Ryan McGrath, who I, in fact, have my Foundations of Theater class with. A little fun fact for you fans back at home. So he makes both free throws. Bringing it back down the court is Jeremiah Davis. Also in the game is Theo Culling-Ising. As now in driving is Chochenny. Almost gets the and one, but not going to get it, but he gets the foul anyways. He's got 2 free throws to shoot. Panthers letting off their gas, putting their second and now third stringers in the game with only 4.5 minutes left. I mean, the Lions are making a charge as Chochenny misses his first free throw. They're making a charge, but it's going to be too little too late with this running clock. They were down almost as much as 45, now down to only 33. High Point is stalled out a little bit on the offensive side, but still been very solid defensively. As Moore brings a massive full court pass, as it's going to be out of bounds, unfortunately. As a major contact for a charging foul on number 12, Jeremiah Davis, on Ryan McGrath. Ryan McGrath looking for a man open. He's going to pass it down to Shane Richardson. Shane Richardson trying to go coast to coast on the arc. Had McGrath open, but did not have the communication. Kind of icing passing it over to Morton. Morton back over to Hubner. Hubner floats it in. As a full court pass and laid in for number Jeremiah Davis. As almost stolen away, still bring it down the court, loses the ball. That's going to be another 2 points, another slam dunk for Giannis Chochenny. It's only a 28-point game, so, I mean, 28 points is a lot, but it's not 40, which it used to be. Ryan McGrath from the three-pointer line. Does not get it. Rebound, though, by Morton. Morton pass to Ryan. Culling-Ising for 3! The bench erupts, the crowd erupts as number 20 makes a three-pointer. Almost gets the rebound, not quite. As Lai got that rebound, passing it around. Now number 22, Oyayello, gets the 2 points. Pass almost stolen, hard contact, no foul. As Chochenny makes another bucket, the score down to 27 points. They're making a charge. As he steps out of bounds, is a late minute surge for the Panthers. The running clock has been turned off. We have 2 minutes left, and these Lions are not giving up. Lai with the run. He's got an open lane. Pass over to Chochenny. Chochenny for 3. Does not get it. Rebound for Morton. Stolen. Lai with the ball. Lie back to Davis, and Davis gets 2 more points. Running down the court is Hubner. Passing it off to Shane Richardson, and he loses the ball. He cannot control it. Now it's a 25-point game. 3, 4. Jordan Niles does not get it. As apparently Theo Cunning icing is called for stepping out of bounds. He disagrees with it, but the ref is sticking by his word. Minute and a half remaining in this match. Lie with the ball. Passing it over to Davis. Davis lays it in. No, he doesn't. He does not get the fall. Morton with the ball. Morton pass does not get it. Richardson could not keep the ball. It slays it in for 2 is Chochenny. Now the lead's down to 23. Full court passes. Now he can't hold on. McGrath with the ball. He's trying to slow it down. Now 32 lays it in. No, rebound. And he can't sink it. What is happening? 55 seconds remaining as Jeremiah Davis, just when the momentum was in favor of the Lions, misses his teammate and is out of bounds. 54 remain here at the game. McGrath bringing it down the court. He's hustling. He's rustling. He's going coast to coast. Does not get it. Rebound Niles. Niles back to Chochenny to Lie. Lie lays it in for 2. Only a 21-point lead. Morton bringing the ball down the court. Draws a contact and a foul. Man, a tough break for the Lions. I mean, they've been coming. They have just been nonstop in the last few minutes of the game. It's just too little, too late for the Christian Academy team. Looks like the Panthers will just about be able to hold on and seal the victory for their 4th straight win, 4th of the season. He doesn't get a rebound by Chochenny. Chochenny going coast to coast. He lays it in for 2 more. Morton with the ball. Morton. Contact is made. Another foul for Morton. Major contact between him and Giannis Chochenny. As he's going to shoot some more free throws here at the line with 19.1 remaining on the clock. As he does not get it. Chochenny with the rebound. Chochenny pass to Davis. Back to Chochenny. He drives. He lays it in. Gets the foul. 10.8 on the clock. Looking ahead for the High Point Panthers. Their next game in just 2 days, staying at home at Carolina University before their next game away for their 3rd conference game of the year against Wake Forest at Wake Forest. 2 more away games at Newberry College and Montreat College before returning again versus Wingate in the first week of December. Makes the first free throw, that being Chochenny. Chochenny trying to go 2 for 2 and does. As that was Morton trying to throw it in, gets blocked, stays out. Can we still stay High Point ball? This time Ryan McGrath going to try and inbound it for the Panthers. As he finds an open man, Ryan Isle icing. Back to McGrath. McGrath is speeding. He's just trying to kill clock. As that is going to be game, folks. The High Point Panthers pick up their 4th win of the year, 68-51 against the Winston-Salem Christian Academy Lions. We thank you all for listening to us for both the men's and women's game, a doubleheader of action here at the Millis Center. I'm Nathan Scal. We thank you for listening, and we hope you guys have a great night.